I'm going to show you how to do the flower stitch. I've already got our setup ready, and the setup is to do a knit two together, knit two together, slip, slip, knit. That's where you're going to be doing the flower stitch. Will sort of go over these stitches here. So you need to be sure that you've done the knit two together, slip, slip, stitch. Then you've purled back, and now we've come up to the point where we need to do the flower. So it's a bit tricky the first time you do it, but I find it to be quite fun. So we're going to create 4 petals in this flower. And so you're going to start by doing, this is very similar to the dip drop, except there will be no drop. We're just going to be doing the dip. And you want to dip down 5 stitches, which is quite a lot, but we want to create a reasonably sized petal. And you're going to drop the 5 stitches based on the second stitch on the needle. Okay, and this gets tricky because you've done knit 2 together here. So this is stitch 1. This is stitch 2, 3, 4, and this is stitch 5. So you'll take your needle into the center of stitch 5. That's stitch 5 there. Into the center of stitch 5. You'll knit that. And you definitely want to give yourself a lot of room. I really pull up on that to give myself a nice petal. There's your first petal. You're going to knit the next stitch. Don't make this very tight. Keep all of this very loose. You're going to dip back. See where that petal leads into? You're going to dip there again for petal number 2. You're going to pull up and give yourself lots of space. There's your second petal. Knit the next stitch. Go back for petal 3. Give yourself enough room. Knit the next stitch, and we'll do that one more time for for petal 4. Okay, and you can see I've got 1 petal, 2 petals, 3 petals, 4 petals. Now you'll knit the rest of the row or follow the pattern accordingly. And when you get to the end of the row, if there are other pattern things you need to be doing, that's fine. You'll turn your work. For those of you who know me, I do not like to purl. I actually do this stitch never turning my work. But for most people, they will be purling. So when we get back, my pattern, I'm just creating a little garter stitch border. Let me just get my yarn here. Okay, so now we're going to purl back to the place of the flower because we need to insert our yarn overs. All right. So we're at the place where we need to do the first purl 2 together. So you're going to take these, and you can sort of see they're kind of grouped in 2s. So you're going to do a purl 2 together and a yarn over. That's petal 1. Purl 2 together, yarn over. That's petal 2. Purl 2 together, yarn over for petal 3, and you end with purl 2 together. And you finish off the row. And now we'll turn the work again and knit across, and you'll be able to see how that flower was created. So here's our work. And you'll knit all the way across, and now those yarn overs have added back the stitches that you started down here with the decreases. You're just going to knit all the way across the row. If there are other pattern notes on the side of the flower, you should follow those. In this sample, we're just knitting across, and you'll see that we've been able to create this flower. Okay, there's my center, each of the petals, and space in between. And that's how you create the flower stitch.